Hey, this is Gamebound, a little series where we do one-shots and short series of various things.
Woo.
We are in a little series of little series called we're playing Legacy Life Among the Ruins.
Dune!
Yeah.
Kind of. I've seen, you know what's weird? I've watched both Dune since the last time we played this, so.
Nice. Yeah.
But I'm still going to be basing it off of Graboids because I like it better.
They're very good. I mean, yeah, at this point, they're very different from anything on Dune or Tremors or anything. So, yeah, we're playing Legacy Life Among the Ruins, which is a game about rebuilding from the ashes of apocalypse. So we got a bunch of little factions, kind of vying for resources and stuff in the wastelands. And yeah, the world is like slowly being destroyed by moles, by giant like mole things.
As happens.
Yeah, sometimes happens. Any homeowner who's had to deal with like gophers or groundhogs will probably know this pain.
I'm distraught about dandelions.
Yeah.
Moles do suck.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so we're so that is a joke. Do they?
I was doing this.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. The other kind of
So we got this little map here, and it got all our little factions. When we last left off, we did kind of like a half session. Seth was like dying in the background, so we stopped halfway through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we have plenty of like threads to chase. At this point, I have a bunch of notes. I need to actually bring that document up. But I'll give a quick recap of what is happening currently in the game, because it's been a hot minute. Months upon months at this point since we've done this. But I guess first let's just talk about the factions.
Remind us
get,
what the heck we're doing.
Let's get a recap of the factions. So Seth is playing the Talpaviroj, which he chose the Order of the Titan playbook for the family, which is basically like monster hunters. So they are the ones who know how to deal with the mouldwarps, right? Which, the giant mole things. They're the ones who attack them, harvest them, warn the other families that they're coming. And this is a world where, there's giant mole things that are slowly terraforming the entire planet. Some alien species or something came and was like, what's it called? They like plopped down these things and they're trying to terraform the planet basically. So that's kind of like the world building situation. The Talpaviroj are trying to stop that. Really, I mean, everybody's trying to stop that, but the Talpaviroj are the guys who can actually handle it.
We got
right
the
now,
vehicles.
Yeah, you got the drill cars. You have what else? You're a tribe of unhinged zealots. You have rough and extensive body art. You're governed by quote unquote tribal elders, which I'm not entirely sure what that means, but and then so right now the Talpaviroj have a surplus of weaponry, transport, and warp metal. So they got a lot of guns, they got a lot of vehicles, and they got a lot of the special metal that comes from the mole things that they can use to power their technology. They do need prestige, scouts, and recruits though. I mean, as we've learned from the first session of this game, it's hard being a monster hunter. You need scouts, you need recruits. They all get eaten by mouldwarps more often than not. And then also they need prestige because they're just a kind of bunch of hillbillies, a bunch of like white trash hicks with like drill cars.
It's like a Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah, exactly. So they're not very distinguished, let's say.
I still always picture that one character from Treasure Planet. No, it's Atlantis. It's the Lost City of Atlantis. The drill mole character that has like the every time I just imagine Seth playing that character.
Yeah, it'll be interesting this time because we're gonna get to see Seth's new character who he never played. He made like after
the old
his
guy.
first character died. Yeah, he's never actually gotten to play this character. But I think we're gonna circle back around to the Talpaviroj this time. Let's see. You fight with using boom drills. So basically bazookas that shoot drills into the ground. That like go to the mouldwarps. You have drill cars.
I forgot how sick this was.
Yeah, and you have Helldiver armor, which I don't think I realized at first what it was referencing. But it's like from Helldivers, the like hardened
that
sealed
means something
armor.
more to me now that I know what that is.
Yep. Now that Helldivers 2 is out and everybody knows about it.
Wow, that's how long it's been. That game has come out since we played last.
Yep.
And
we also have
wrapped the bed.
Hey, it got better. It got better after Sony.
No. Yeah. We're back on track.
What happened?
Well, sort of.
Sony pulled a fast one on people.
Yeah. That is true. They're still not available for purchase in certain countries.
Yes.
Many countries. Yes, but it's been like a week. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah. We also have, unfortunately, the Clan of Ancient Mysteries, which every time I have to read that name, just kills me inside.
Right?
I wish I could say I'm sorry, but I'm really not.
Yeah. Unless his entire faction is based off of the stupid "What the Fox Say" song. What does the fox say? Yeah, because she's playing sentient foxes that are kind of like forest spirits, basically.
I always forget, like I would not realize that Clan of Ancient Mysteries was related to that song because I specifically avoided that song. Like,
yeah, me too.
So like every time you're like, oh yeah, this clan name, and it reminds me, I'm like, what's wrong with the name? It sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, Ancient Mysteries.
Cam? Is there something wrong with Cam?
No.
Alyssa's enjoying herself so much.
They're all foxes. They have bold dyes and scarification, and they are ruled by a council of elders. Let's see. You are omnivores. You have a surplus of scouts and morale. So you have lots of people to do scouts, to scout around. So you have lots of that resource. You have morale. So people are in general high spirits. But you need safety and fresh water. So the world is slowly dying, and sources of fresh water are drying up, and also the world is slowly dying. So you need safety. Let's see. Anything else that's important about the clan? Let's see. They got hit and run tactics. That's how they fight. So they're just foxes, so they have like claws and stuff. But they also are defended by natural hides, and they you can draw upon the useful expertise of scavengers when your character goes out and does things. Lots of scavengers in the wilderness. I did finish the Children of Time series, and I gotta say there's I don't think you've gotten to book 3 yet, Seth, right?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know you started book 3. You didn't tell me.
I finished it. I finished it already.
You should have told
me. It was really good. It was really good. There's a race that would also be good at surviving in this terrible wasteland that we've developed here in that book, which you'll learn about.
Now I gotta start it.
You do. It's actually pretty fun.
I intentionally did not start it because you hadn't yet.
If you thought book number 2 was weird, this is about 5 times as weird.
It gets weirder.
It gets so much weirder.
Than body horror slime monsters.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Fun book, by the way.
That was my nickname in high school.
No, it's a good book. Body horror slime monster? That's terrible, Jordan. Oh no.
I'll let your imagination run wild how I got that.
Given what I'm thinking about in the book, I hope not.
Yeah.
Jordan, we also have... If Jordan starts randomly saying, we're going on an adventure, I'm running.
Yeah, we're just ending the stream right here.
I'm going to record a little thing that you push a button and it just plays the recording of me saying that. And send it to Seth. And it's going to be so far in the future that he won't even think about it.
That would be amazing.
Give me nightmares.
We also have the Starset Seekers, who are played by Jordan, and they are ruled by demagogues. They wear bulky environmental suits, so they're just in hazmat suits all the time, and they're meritocratic. So the people who run things are is based on merit, right? So the most intelligent rise to the top. what else is going on here? They have a surplus of engineering, progress, and warp metal. So they have, though actually, I don't know if Jordan's character has access to the warp metal right now. Well, I think we need to talk about that. Technically, it was the people who didn't like Jordan's character that had the warp metal, so he might have to secure that somehow. But they have engineering progress, right? They have lots of science stuff going on. Their whole thing is like basically taking the alien technology of the terraformers and making it into their own stuff. And they have the needs of defenses, leadership, and morale. So even though Mickey Claren has taken control of the clan or the faction, they are still a little bit vulnerable. They need some defenses. They don't have good morale because of the turmoil of the leadership change, and Mickey's leadership is not really settled yet. So they need some. Things are a little tenuous on that front.
Please put my character down.
Yeah. Jordan is counting down the day before his character can just be shot in the head. They travel via diesel mechs, right? They are defended by their bulky hazmat suits, and they can draw upon the useful expertise of scholars. We also have the Guild of Last Days Profiteers, which is the faction I made as like an NPC faction. A bunch of merchants who kind of like got rich off of the fall. They kind of like facilitate a lot of trade and kind of resource management in the homeland right now. They have prestige and artisans as surpluses, so they're well looked after, and they have lots of people to do crafting, so they can sell things. They also they do need recruits and medicine. There's some sort of sickness that's been ravaging them or something along those lines. They fight with masterwork heirloom weapons. They have like dueling sabers, basically. They travel via beast-drawn caravans. They literally just have like horses and wagons. And they can draw upon the expertise of bodyguards.
They're like the business people, right?
Yeah, they're kind of, yeah, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the one character we've gotten from him is Arturan Ravenscroft, which is the character that I made, who went to the Clan of the Ancient Mysteries and tried to make an alliance. And I think it worked out okay. Like, Arturan himself was actually not super scummy, so they managed to make a sort of tenuous alliance there. Well, lastly, though, we do have the Ones Below, which is a faction that has been revealed recently. A bunch of weird mole people that live underground that are kind of worship the mouldwarps, until Alyssa's character, Cinnamon, came to their people and showed them the light. So like they're trying to get away from that and the metaphorical light.
They're I don't remember what happened.
They're currently trying to get away from basically a Cinnamon showed up at their place and helped a revolution start.
Gotcha.
There was like a rebel leader who was like preaching against basically they worship the mouldwarps, right? And there was people like being like, no, they're bad. Like, we should move away from them. And now this kind of bad situation in that region, which is I think we're going to deal with today, is the mouldwarps kind of reject, like, they're still there. And the Ones Below can't really like get rid of them easily. So you got to deal with that.
Because we were sneaking around and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So they are mainly technicians from a doomed habitat. They wear cloaks and practical leathers, and they're governed by priests worshiping an alien artifact, is what I have written down for their traditions. So it's a bunch of the playbook is the evolved survivors. So it's like the people who went through the apocalypse and had to like use technology or something to like survive, and they kind of became more than human. So they are kind of like weird mole things now when they were once human. And one of the things that Alyssa's character is dealing with currently is like figuring out like, okay, is this all bad? Like, should we just kill these people? No, I'm just going to take pity on them. Like, there has to be a way to redeem them somehow. Like, this is bad that they did this to themselves, but like, there must be some good in them still, right? So we got to figure that out. Let's see. They have a surplus of defenses and energy. So they literally live underground. So they're pretty safe from most attacks. They have lots of energy because they have like cool underground nuclear reactor or something. I don't actually know what they have though. And they need artisans, justice, and progress as needs. They fight with reinforced bones. So yeah, they have like weird stabbing things. They probably like Wolverine or something, right? They defend themselves through boosted muscles, right? So they have weird technology that makes them faster and stronger. And they can draw useful expertise of harvesters to scavenge tech from the wasteland. those are all the factions of the map. We also have the main characters that we've been dealing with. Primarily Mickey and Cinnamon we've been doing stuff with. Daren hasn't shown up yet, at least in a zoomed in scene. Because Seth's original character, Kanan, got killed day one.
As per usual with my characters.
But Cinnamon is a scout, I believe. Yeah, she's a scout who is... right now, her current thing is she's taken pity on the ones below. And she marked the rebel role because she is kind of going against her family. Most of the family is like, these guys are creepy. We don't like them. But Cinnamon's like, no, they're nice. We got to help them. The last thing that we left off with Adelissa is you did find an underground lake where the spirits of nature were once contacted. That information was given to you. You got a lead on that from the ones below. And you need fresh water. So you're going to go check that out and figure out, 1, can we use this for fresh water? 2, are the mole spirits still around? Like, that's what I was looking for originally. Like, what's going on with that? So there's stuff going on there. Mickey just recently got control of his family. That's what we did last. Mickey is the firebrand that Jordan created, kind of like the populist, arrogant leader who is kind of taking control of things. And yeah, you didn't like, you took control of the family, like you marked the leader move, but you still have leadership as a need, so I don't think it's as solid as Mickey wants it to be. And then I also have a note from last time. I listened to the beginning and the end of last episode to prepare for this. The beginning because I gave myself a recap, and the end because, the whatever threads we left off on. And the note I had from you was because you marked the leader role. You when you mark a role, there's like this little quest thing that usually it gives you, right? And yours was the ones below. No, sorry, that's not the right one. Yours is the Starset Seekers will rise against an oppressor. Say where your forces are waiting in ambush. So actually, yeah, your leader move basically says, mark when your family rises up against an oppressor. Say where your forces are waiting in ambush. The way that the roles work, right? It goes either way. Either you mark it because of something that happens meta in the meta to like advance, and then the thing happens in the narrative, or if the thing happens in the narrative, then you mark the role. We did it that first way, so we'll have to figure out what this oppressor is and like where are your forces waiting in ambush. So that's something to keep in our minds. But I think we will kind of start with Daren. So Daren is the new character that Seth made. Seth made an elder. So basically the guy who is in charge, right? He marked the leader role. Mark when you take overt control of your family, they'll bring concerns to you before opposing you. So that's something that's kind of true about your character. So you have loyal staff. So you have a scholar and a courtier that follow you. You get +1 lore when you listen to the scholar's advice, and you get +1 sway when your courtier sweet talks a target. You also have statesman. When you draw on your reputation in someone else's court, roll + sway. So I think the thing we had in the cards for you today is to go treat with the ones below and figure out an alliance against the mouldwarps, right? So go to their court. They've just been revealed to the world as like, this is the people that has existed apparently. And you guys, your whole faction are very interested in the mouldwarps and what can we do to fight against them? And not only did the ones below have like probably a lot of good information on the mouldwarps, right? But also they need help themselves getting rid of the mouldwarps that they have like rejected as their gods recently. So I think we are going to follow that first.
I'm trying to get in my head what this guy looks like because I don't remember what I had him looking like in my head. And when I search masculine wise old man, pictures of Gandalf pop up.
Yeah. Yeah, you said masculine, wise face, sharp eyes, and stocky body. Danny DeVito, right?
A picture of Michael Caine popped up. I'm gonna imagine him as an old Mike. I'm gonna go with Michael Caine currently.
Cool.
Like very strong looking Michael Caine.
Yeah. With like body art.
He's wearing a thing so you can't see it. Because I can't imagine him with body art. Yeah.
Cool.
Can't really talk.
Yeah, Mad Max Michael Caine is a pretty
Michael Caine.
metal
Caine.
image.
I can't really talk like Michael Caine. No, I can't do that.
So the way that the game works is usually we start with family stuff, right? We're kind of zoomed out. So I'm thinking we look at the Talpaviroj and figure out what they want to do in the family level to make an alliance with these people. And then from there, zoom in. So one thing to keep in mind here is what your surpluses and needs are, right? One of the reasons that besides just like, oh, they're mouldwarps and we want to, fight them or get more information on them, your needs are something that you can keep in mind here to like when you talk to the ones below, stuff that you could get from them, possibly things you could get just by learning more about the mouldwarps. Those sorts of things are all, and then you could also get like surpluses or surpluses of other resources that aren't on the list here.
Okay, so my surpluses are. Give me a second.
You got weapons. You got vehicles.
Roll20 is not wanting me to resize this window, and it's very annoying. Okay, so we have weaponry, we have transport, so we can help him get out of there.
Yeah, that'd be one approach.
Stop having a stroke.
That'll be one approach to like get them out, but they also have like a pretty extensive underground city here, and they're like mole things, so they might not live up above ground very well right now.
Well, I mean, we're gonna at least help them get out so we can protect them from the mouldwarps. That was my thought process.
Yeah, it could be a temporary evacuation.
Yeah, like, hey, we can help you get away from the mouldwarps if you want to get out of here because we know how to get out of here and we know how to avoid the mouldwarps.
Yep.
And it would give us and when you say like I need prestige, what is
Yeah, for sure.
That's the one that's kind of more nebulous because scouts and recruits, like, yeah, I've got that. I know what those mean. I just can't remember exactly what prestige means.
Yeah, there's definitions of these in the book here.
Do we just want to look cool in front of them? Because
it's kind of a combination of like cool and it's like reputation, basically, I think. Here we go. I just flipped right to it. So prestige, if you need prestige, your family are pariahs, disdained, or beneath others' notice. Your citizens get more done when they hide their affiliation, and though others will respect bargains and obligations, they'll do so grudgingly. So if you were to turn that around, right, by like saving these people, then yeah, certainly you could probably erase that need.
Yeah, I'd say that probably makes the most sense. So like we're coming here as your saviors to save you from the mouldwarps.
Yep. And hey, if you're not too picky about getting some recruits, there are mole people who now don't like the mouldwarps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was my other thought. Yeah, I'd say that's definitely a thing. We're gonna go. Probably what happens is Daren Talpaviroj hears of these people that are wanting to change sides, essentially, and he sees this as an opportunity to, one, get recruits, and two, kind of gain some prestige, maybe look better in front of the rest of the families.
Yeah, for sure.
So they stop picking at me at parties. They make fun of me at all the mouldwarp parties.
All the anti-mouldwarp parties.
They say my car's all rusty and dumb.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Just taking a look at your other moves and stuff here.
I will bring my scholar and courtier with me.
Yes, of course. Okay, so I think the first thing that happens is we're doing a family move, right? So your family is kind of setting this up to start with. And I think it's conduct diplomacy, right? When you call on your family's allies, say what you want from them and roll plus reach.
Where is this?
It's in family moves. There should be handouts at the bottom.
Oh, it's not in my actual family page. Okay.
No. Yeah, family moves. I think it's conduct diplomacy. Yeah, because you want like a meeting with one of their VIPs, right? You want to like a meeting with someone who's in charge of the ones below.
Okay, so I have to roll plus reach.
Yeah, so I would say roll plus reach. Say again.
On the family.
On your family page. Yeah, before you do it though, as a reminder,
we can use stuff to get stuff.
Yes.
We didn't know that last time or the first time. Could I use data?
Data, I'm double checking. Yeah, here it is. So data is for the character level. If you have tech,
I do have tech.
Yes, you can spend one of those to get advantage on this roll if you would like.
I will use one of my tech.
Cool.
To roll plus reach. Roll standard or
Advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Modifiers.
No.
Oh,
Nice.
double 6. No, those
Nice.
3 rolls.
Oh.
So
Yeah, almost the best. One away from being the best.
Mhm. So we get our coolest drill car to go out to see them. We get our released rusty drill car to go impress the mole people.
Yeah. I mean, like this is basically you reaching out as the
guy
family.
It's got the guy from Mad Max who has the guitar that spews fire.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. The ones below welcome you with open arms. They're like, yes, you're the people who have killed the mouldwarps. Amazing. Like, come talk to us for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely like gonna go well. You're gonna get that meeting, and then you can zoom in from there. I'm curious though. When we zoom in, right, like we would choose like Alyssa and Jordan, we either make like quick characters or they would like have their character show up if like there was a reason to do so. I don't know if Mickey would show up, but Cinnamon might. Not only is she there to, she has pity on these people. She's been doing diplomacy with them, but she also wants to go down to the lake, which is nearby.
So what you're saying is, here she comes, she is Cinnamon.
Yes, of course.
The joke that we have to make every
Somehow we haven't made that joke yet in this game.
What?
Which is no, we haven't. That's surprising to me.
We've made that joke every session.
We have?
I'm pretty sure I haven't. I make that joke when Emily says, "Here I come," because she says it like, yeah.
I thought that we've been making that in this.
Not about this one. No, I don't think so.
This is only like our 3rd or 4th session.
Yeah,
it's fourth.
but still thought it was consistent.
So, Alyssa, would you play Cinnamon or?
I could, yeah. I mean, it would make sense.
You're kind of the liaison between everybody else and the ones below right now. So that makes sense to me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, and then you could even drag Seth's character or someone else along to go look at the lake too, if you'd like. Okay, cool. So let's zoom in, shall we? Okay. When you focus on critical scenes where a handful of people might change the course of history over hours or days, say where you are on the map. So you guys are going to be at a structure built by ancient humans inspired by your ancestors. So this one in the corner
that
over
one.
here. Yep. So that's basically like the giant underground city they have. And the main characters present say what they're there to do. So Daren is there to negotiate and figure out like mutually beneficial arrangements with the ones below. And Cinnamon is there to go check out this weird underground spirit lake. The GM describes details of the environment or asks the players questions about it. I mean, it's basically, at least at first, giant underground city. I believe I described there's a giant temple, which used to be like where they worship the mouldwarps, but probably has been retrofitted into something else, or maybe abandoned. It's a giant underground cavern that the city has been made out of, right? So there's like giant stalactites floating from the ceiling. And there is basically what I think I described, a giant like road or carved like trench through the middle of the city that like it's like a tunnel on entrance on either side. And what had happened was the mouldwarps would come through one end, go to the middle where they could be worshipped as gods at the temple, and then keep going. That was like a thing that regularly happened. I'm trying to think if like they've taken steps to try to board those up somehow, or if they just haven't been able to even try to do something like that, and that's one of the things you're here to do. What do we think? Do they just like all hide in their houses when the mouldwarp comes?
Well, is it that everybody has turned? My understanding is that like not
you literally made a revolution happen in the whole city, and they overthrew the leadership. So I'm sure that there's like some people who still want to worship the mouldwarps, but the people in charge have told them they can't.
Okay, cool.
So yeah.
Well, is the hole big enough that, or is the hole small enough that they could cover it up?
Probably not with like boards and nails.
So I was gonna say,
but they
like,
can,
that's a pretty big hole.
yeah.
Yeah, I would assume that's probably part of the reason why I had
Yeah.
these guys come. You
Yeah, that
know,
makes
was
sense to me.
like you could help them, cover
I'm
up
sure they could.
these
Yeah.
holes, with
Yeah.
your machinery and whatnot.
Yep. Get some drill cars, cause a cave in somewhere. Yeah, for sure. I think maybe when we like show up to the city, like Cinnamon's obviously there, and then there's like whatever posse of Talpaviroj have shown up. Did you show up? Like you said, you showed up in your rustiest car.
No. We showed up in our least rusty car. So like our nicest looking car. That's why we use tech. We're like, okay, this car that we like don't take out a lot. Like we're gonna be using this time. Be very good with it.
Sure. Yeah. I think we see like some of the vehicles kind of roll up to one of the entrances, but we see actually this is probably actually what we see before you guys show up, because otherwise you're just going to attack this thing. We see an example of the mouldwarp showing up, like just what the city is like right now. The mouldwarp shows up, everyone hides in their houses. The mouldwarp kind of wanders around, sniffs at things. Maybe someone throws something that they usually gave the mouldwarps at him and then runs away, and then the mouldwarp kind of like collapses one building and then moves off. So they're like all living in fear of him right now.
I have an idea. Maybe it's not that we brought our nicest drill cars. Maybe it's just that we brought a lot of drill cars. And so it's not necessarily the fact that we have a nice ton. It's just that we have a lot of them. So we seem like a very big force. But really, we're just showing everything we have.
For sure. So the next thing on the list here is other players may create or pick up quick characters to fill out the party. Jordan, would you like to play pick up a character to play in this scene?
No, I want to watch. No,
I mean, you could do that too.
I'll make a character. I need to be walked through the thing so I know what I'm doing when I go.
Yeah, so technically we do have too long of a name.
Oh yeah,
your Fox character, so you could play him again if you would really like to. He's a character that you've already made. Otherwise, I believe there isn't another quick character that you've made that we could play. So you either have to make a new one, which would likely be one of the Talpaviroj, right?
Or
just depends on whether or not you want to play one of those or like that Fox guy again, probably, right?
Could he be a mole person?
Makes the most sense.
That's true. You could play a mole person too. Or you could play a Starset Seeker who's here for some reason, like a different one.
I don't know about that, but I'm
pretty
thinking
much whatever you want.
Oh geez, don't give me options. What makes the most sense?
I would say that it like playing too long, making a Talpaviroj or making one of the ones below makes the most sense. Like you could play the person that Seth is going to treat with, right? To make my job easier, I don't have to play anyone.
Yeah.
Up to you, all right? Like,
you said play the person that Seth has to make a treaty with.
Yeah, basically, yeah. You could play the guy in charge of the mole people right now. From what I remember of that guy, he was, unless he died, which I don't think he did. I think they won. He was like a kind of preacher evangelist type who was like, Cinnamon showed up and he was literally like preaching on the street, like, no, we must get rid of the mouldwarps. They're evil. And then Cinnamon's like, ooh, I like the sound of that. Come with me.
So I'd be playing a street evangelist turned king.
Sure. If that sounds interesting to you.
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
Okay, yeah. All right, let's make a quick character then.
I would use the restroom while he does that.
Yeah, go for it. I'll go ahead and I'm going to copy this character sheet. Put them at the top of the quick characters here. Jordan's character. Okay. So you should see at the top there. To do a quick character, it's pretty simple. Pretty quick, you might say. Let me double check if there's a little handout for it or not. Maybe there's not. I'm pretty sure it gives me a note about it somewhere here.
Too long of a name. That's still a good bit.
That is a pretty good bit. All right, 68.
Oh, that's what that says. I get it now.
Yep. Okay, so first thing you want to do is choose your stats. So yeah, would you like to be? You get a plus 1, a 0, a 0, and a -1. And then you can add. If you're doing the ones below, you may add 1 to either lore or steel. So as a reminder of what the stats do, force is fighting people, lore is knowing things, steel is surviving in the wilderness and the wasteland, doing like apocalypse-y survival stuff, and sway is talking to people. Yeah, so you could have a 1 in sway if you wanted to, because you can put a +1 to lore or steel as a 1 below. Makes sense for like Preacher Evangelist guy to have 1 in lore and 1 in sway.
I'm okay with that. That works.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And then gear, you take gear according to your family's assets. So you get. I can copy these in your character sheet for you. You have reinforced bones that you can fight with. So that's fun. Let's see, gear, yeah. Reinforced bones, melee, and hidden, right? So it's like, it's not something that's immediately obvious until you take it out. Boosted muscles that you are defended with. So it's implanted and mobile. I don't remember what mobile does. Implanted means I believe it's just like in you. Let's see. Implanted means the outfit is hooked into your biology and can perform immediate diagnostics. Erase this to heal a single harm level. So if you get hurt, you can erase implanted on your gear to like erase a harm level. That's cool. And then mobile means grapples, jump jets, boosted muscles, or similar make it much easier to get around wearing this gear. So you can just like jump really far and stuff. And then lastly, if you would like to, you can have a bunch of harvesters with you. Then they're good at scavenging tech.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. And then lastly, as a quick character, you get to describe a particular accessory that's notable or significant to you.
So accessory as in like a piece of clothing or like a necklace?
Piece of clothing, little trinket, something like
top
that. Yeah.
hat.
A top hat, okay, sure.
And it's like a top hat where the top of the top hat is like part of it is cut out like.
Oh, it's busted out. Yeah, okay. Busted top hat.
Nice.
All right, very good. This is definitely a new addition to the character, but I like it. He's like a magnate now, so he must look the part.
Yeah.
Oh, he looks
All right.
like. Oh, wait. He looks like. Oh, what's his name? The guy from My Hero Academia, the principal.
Nezu or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Oh, that's not a mole rat. That's just a mouse.
Just a rat or a mouse, yeah. So he's a dude, but then do you want a trusting, scowling, angular, or worried face?
What was that third one you said? Angular?
Angular, yeah.
I want angular.
Okay, angular face. Do you have a muscular,
this is the face
bony,
that I
heavy?
want him to constantly be making.
Yeah. Do you want rebellious, squinting, calculating, or wise eyes?
Squinting.
Squinting eyes. Okay, yeah. Are you muscular, bony, heavy set, or graceful for a body? I mean, bony kind of is just literally true.
Like that's true with all of the others combined, right?
well, yes, but like you have like weird bones too.
Yeah, that's one. I'm gonna go muscular.
Okay. Muscular body. Makes sense. All right. Yeah, usually you're a sibling, child, cousin, aunt, rival, protege, or peer of the family's main character, but this might be the family's main character. We haven't like made a dude for this, so that doesn't matter. You also get one of your family's inheritance moves. So as the ones below, you get to choose from Labyrinth Runner, Fixer Witch, Machine Mind, Veil Wizard, or Storm Rider. Let me know if any of those sound interesting to you, and I will read what it does.
What was the labyrinth one?
Labyrinth Runner. You always know when monsters are coming, and they fear you for that.
That does sound interesting given the situation.
I'll just keep going through them. Fixer Witch. With a few hours work, you can heal all minor harm from synthetic beings and or 1 critical harm box from organics. Machine Mind. If you connect your brain to devices and the infrastructure, gain 1 data on an unleashed power hit. Veil Wizard. When you conjure digital ghosts and the other remnants of the past, you have lasting advantage to find common ground with them. And lastly, Storm Rider. When you commune with a place of power, its energy bursts free and does roughly what you wanted, but there are always unintended side effects decided by the GM. Okay, if you choose that one, Cinnamon could get you to go down to the Spirit Lake with her and unleash some stuff.
That sounds
cool. You are a priest or whatever.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Yeah, I like the idea of him being a prophet and like knowing they're coming, but the idea of doing those stuff sounds cool too.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's see, what else do we got here? You also have to choose a role/move. You're probably just leader. But I think you were a prophet before, so I'll mark both of those for you. You are currently a leader. So when you train a group for a few days, you can hold 3 and then spend the hold to like have them do things for you. But then as a prophet, when someone acts in a way contrary to your family's doctrine, ask the GM how it will bring them ill fortune. When you act on this information, roll with advantage. And then when you die, things also happen, / if you die, things will happen based on those rolls as well. I think that is it. Yep. Cool. I don't remember giving this guy a name. We may have. We can also just give him like a title or something, like the prophet or something.
Big Kahuna.
What do you want this guy to be called?
Gritchley.
All right. If I gave him a different name before, then I will just say that he had 2 names, and this is one of them.
He took on a new name as his new role.
Yeah, and that's also a possibility. Exactly.
I prophesied I have a new name.
Very good. All right, so Gritchley is going to be joining us. And then lastly, for story move for the zooming in, characters select gear according to their family's assets and the established fiction. So we can just look at Cinnamon and Daren and just make sure they have the stuff that they would have on them. So we haven't geared up for you yet, Seth. So we can take a look at the Talpaviroj and see what you would get. So do you want to take your boom drills?
I think I'm taking the drill cars, given what I said I'm doing.
Not the boom drills? You can take any or all of them. Like there's no limit.
Oh, I can take more than one?
Yeah.
Drill cars and boom drills.
Okay, so yeah, we got boom drills. Drill cars. Oops. Drill cars. I'm posting them here.
Yeah, I was about to start putting them in, and then I saw you doing that.
And then do you not have your Helldiver armor? If you're going to use the drill cars, you kind of need that because
we'll bring it all.
Yeah. There's no reason not to, really.
Yeah. Given I rolled with tech, it makes sense that we're coming all out.
Yeah. You're ready to fight if necessary. So
we
your
want to
characters
look competent.
Yes.
We need prestige. We need to look cool. First impressions mean everything.
Indeed. Your characters can always have a trophy from a previous hunt. What's Daren's trophy from a previous hunt?
His car has the head of a mouldwarp on it, kind of like a hood ornament.
Head of a mold warp on the hood of the drill car. And it's probably a giant drill car because these are huge heads too.
His is
Yeah.
not actually one you fight with. His is one that comes out when it's like.
Well, so that's actually one of the things that we're going to decide right now because you also get, when you zoom in, you get to add a tag to there's like several things you can do based on the surpluses you have. So you can upgrade your things. So let me check this. Tulip, yeah. You equip them. Okay, for each of your surpluses, pick a relevant benefit. You can add a tag. You can get as many copies of a weapon, outfit, or vehicle as needed to outfit the whole party. You can add 1 to the quality of a set of followers for this mission, or you can get scouts reports worth 1 data. So as a note here, you don't have it inherently in the family playbook that your characters start with followers. You do have your staff with you, but if you don't do a move or something here to get more people to come with you, I don't think you have any more than just those people with you. If you would like to bring a whole host of people with drill cars, I think we do need to make one more move on the family level before we zoom in.
Okay, okay.
Let's do...
I already closed that.
Except, let's see, do you have... No, you don't have it on yours. How about we do... Actually, I'm not sure there is a move that makes sense for this, in which case it might just happen.
I mean, they're not going to be doing anything. They're literally just going to be there.
Yeah.
So if it's one of the things I get from the thing you were talking about from the zoom in, then I'd fine with doing it that way.
Yeah.
Unless it's a character move.
So yeah, you don't have one that, because sometimes like characters will have moves on their character sheets that like say like get a group of followers together. I think let's just have you do this. Let's have you make a character move.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of like flashing back a little bit here. Let's just have you make probably find common ground. Nah, you know what? You're the leader of the... Yeah,
I was going to say, like, I'm the leader of the place. It kind of be like, hey, we're going.
Yeah, there's no reason that they would... Like, if there was a reason they would resist you, then that's one thing, but I don't think they would.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's for flavor anyway.
It is for flavor. So that's what I'm basically saying is, like, these guys can't actually... They don't have quality, right? They can't do anything. They don't give you bonuses on anything. But since they exist, you can technically spend your, like, surplus... special bonus stuff to give them quality. So let's go through these one at a time. So you have weaponry. Based on that surplus, what would you like to get as a bonus thing?
And I don't lose these when I lose these by? Okay.
No, it's just basically because we have a surplus of weaponry, we get extra of cool stuff.
That would probably be the boom drills, but what would he add?
Right, so you could add a tag to it. So for example, you could do far, area, aberrant, hidden, silent, non-lethal, elegant, or many. Many meaning, or actually, you know what? You could do this instead if you want to arm all your followers with boom drills.
Yeah.
You could choose that as the option.
Yeah.
Like the whole party has boom drills. Okay.
Whole party got boom drills.
Okay. Actually, you know what? Probably the easiest way to do this is just to have you have weaponry, transport, and warp metal.
We're just bringing all our stuff.
Yeah. So weaponry, they all have boom drills. Transport, they all have drill cars. Warp metal, probably we can say +1 quality to the followers. You know, you just got a boon with some extra metal. You have a little bit more resource to go around. There's some new recruits and some upgraded stuff.
I probably tell them like, guys, chill. We're not actually going to fight. Just don't do anything stupid. We're just trying to look cool. And I'd say that exactly, but like that's the gist.
Sure. So are these like soldiers? Are there like what's their main purpose?
To look cool.
What are they good at? They're literally just to look cool.
Well, like, it's the kind of thing like probably most of them aren't trained. We have all these drill cars. Not all of them are necessarily like extremely functional, and not all of them are necessarily like. Some of them are like, hey, this just got out of the shop. You know, be kind to it. You know, one of the wheels is a little, but it's a power play. to make
Okay.
us look like we are very well equipped to be their saviors.
Okay, in which case, let's not make them followers at all. They're just people in the background that are
Mhm.
looking cool. How about we do we use the warp metal surplus to, you said you wanted to have like a special car.
Yeah, like
Actually,
I probably what I do is I have like my drill car that's tricked out. That
I just
you can,
realized
so
you
you can
have
tell.
you have a family move for this. Ultimate weapon. Your vehicles are at the edge that allows you to bloody the nose of the behemoth and wipe the floor with regular foes. When you take one of your special vehicles out of storage,
One of the
choose
special
2.
vehicles.
Yeah, so do you want to add you get to choose 2 of the 3 here. They have an extra environment tag, sea, land, air, void, earth, or something stranger. You have advantage on physical actions when piloting it, or they're giant and can fight behemoths on equal terms.
The second
Is it giant?
Yes, it's giant, and I have advantage on physical actions when piloting it.
That's amazing.
This is one of my special. This is the special one, and this is how it can have a behemoth head on it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was wondering. Yeah, cool. Every time you use it, pick 1. Erase surplus. It pollutes, or it could break down or blow up at any moment.
This is tricky. So this gets rid of my surplus and it's gone forever.
Gone forever until you get it again. Like, there's plenty of ways to get surplus.
Okay. I don't want it to break down or blow up at any moment. That kind of defeats the purpose.
I love like it pollutes, need land. move away. Just leave polluted land in you're doing the same thing the worms or the mouldwarps are. I'm
gonna go with erase surplus transport.
That makes sense. I feel like you've pulled out all of the stops. All the drill cars are coming here, and some of them are gonna like break down or need repairs after this giant showing that you have.
That makes the most sense.
Yeah. Makes sense to me. All right, we'll get rid of transport. In which case, does this automatically change it? No, it doesn't. Okay. So let's see. The way this works, you have a -1 right now. It's to mood. Okay. All right, cool. Lastly, Cinnamon. What are you bringing with you? You got your normal stuff, hit and run tactics, natural hide, and scavengers. You bringing all those guys? Your hit and run tactics and natural hide, you can't really not bring because they're just part of you. But
It's who I am.
Yeah, this stuff's in the Clan of Ancient Mysteries part, or is this part of Cinnamon?
I think it's on Cinnamon, or yeah, both. They're just already on your sheet from last time. The normal stuff you would get.
Yeah, I don't see why I wouldn't. Especially if like I should have some scavengers, right? Because like we're trying to find water at this place. So.
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So normally these are just quality 1 followers, but last time it looks like you made them quality 2 from one of your surpluses. You got scouts and morale. Scouts make them quality 2. Do you want to still do that?
Do I have to use that surplus? Is that what it is?
No, you don't have to use it. It's just like because you have the surpluses, you can get a special benefit for each of them.
Yeah, I'll make them. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. And then what do you want to do with morale? How are you made better for morale? Your options are add a tag to a piece of gear, get as many copies of a item as needed to have with the whole party, add 1 to the quality of a set of followers, or get scouts reports worth 1 data.
I feel like I should probably take the data, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. You have 1 right now as the family, but having another one certainly wouldn't hurt. You can use that for advantage as we play.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.
Cool. Yep.
Can you add it? That's
I just did it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we're all good.
Perfect.
Okie dokie. We have zoomed in. So we see the giant envoy of drill cars show up at the front door. And honestly, you like given the giant nature of the drill car that you're driving, Daren, I think you show up like I think what we see is we've seen this before where the mouldwarps show up in this tunnel and like go through the city. And the whole city seems to think that another one is coming, right? We hear a rumbling, right? They all run for the hills. They go hide in their houses. And what comes out instead is this gigantic drill car and its posse of minor drill cars. What does that look like, Seth? Like, obviously, there's a giant. We see the mouldwarp head first. It comes
Yeah,
through,
the mouldwarp head
think
like
it's a
bursts out of the
mouldwarp.
ground.
Yeah.
But then like it keeps going.
Yeah. Oh. Yep. There's a giant metal drill. Kind of, yeah. Cool. And then like any other description you want to give us for the drill cars or like the posse?
I mean, I don't remember how I described them last time. I'll be honest. I
So
imagine it.
As far as I know, they're open cockpit. Like
Were they open
cars
cockpit?
with. Yeah. You've described it because you have Helldiver armor on. Like the armor is
Right, I
expected to
remember that
protect you as you just.
This one probably looks more like a tank. It
Yeah.
says they're giant and can fight behemoths on equal terms. So this one probably has like a crew that it manages it. And it's got like, it doesn't have just like one big drill. It has like multiple drills and it has it like maybe on multiple sides so it can like go multiple directions and stuff like that. I have an image in my head. I don't know how to describe it other than a giant.
No, I think I get it. Yeah. Yeah, so it kind of rolls through the center of the city with this giant trench that the mouldwarps usually use. Pulls up to like the temple or whatever, right?
It goes like dunk, 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 dunk,
Yeah.
dunk, 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 dunk.
Yeah, all the steam. And then Cinnamon, are you riding inside it or like this one probably has like a
Yes, this
an
has
inside.
room.
But
I would assume so, just because like I don't want to be outside of it and potentially get attacked. So I'm not a fighter.
Cinnamon, this is probably pretty uncomfortable for you.
It is. Yeah. I was gonna say I probably am, but I don't think I like it. I think, as it pops out, you see Cinnamon's head pop out and she just like immediately like gets out.
Scampers up. Yeah, and her fellow furries follow her, and they all climb up out of the out of the giant tank, and they look little bedraggled. Your hair is probably standing on end a little bit. You're slicked with like steam and sweat.
Now I just am imagining this guy as a Morton Joe.
But we see Daren come out as well after the foxes all kind of scamper out. What does Daren look like? Michael Caine.
No, now I am wondering, does this guy just look like a Morton Joe, just not as evil looking? I imagine it kind of like. No, I don't. Morton Joe looks too evil. I'm trying to think of what he looks like. Does
he look like Burt Gummer?
Yes, he looks like Burt Gummer. An older Burt Gummer. Let me find a picture that Burt Gummer mixed with the Morton Joe. We'll go with that.
Nice.
And he just kind of steps out onto like the top of it and say, "The ones below, we have come to set you free from the mouldwarps."
I'm imagining the end of Incredibles right now.
Wait, what does the Underminer? Wait, what does the Underminer's thing look like?
Yeah, the Underminer. I am the Underminer.
I like to think he says that, and it's literally just Jordan's character just standing there waiting.
Yeah, I mean, everybody else ran for the hills, right? Yeah.
Not the Underminers. That is just a big giant drill. They're like, we have come to set you free from the mouldwarps.
Yeah, and weird mole. And they're like hunched over. They have like technology, like they're kind of hunched, and they have like obvious like metal and stuff poking out from their backs. Their bones are deformed. They look kind of like weird mole things, kind of, but like much more grotesque than that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess we see Gritchley. I see is Gritchley just standing on top of the temple that's like next to the giant trench, or what?
Jordan.
Was he brave enough?
Oh, was Mike? Yeah,
you're Gritchley.
I didn't realize we were talking about Gritchley. Yeah, I think he's just like. So they like hold on. We're not at the city anymore.
No, we're in the city.
You are in.
They
So Seth's character just showed up at the city.
I imagine like the drill car stopping just a few feet in front of him.
Are
I
you
probably
standing
wasn't
in the
that
trench
close.
then? Is that what you're saying? You're standing in the trench?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah.
And he's just, well, it's about time.
He'll Daren will kind of like, he has like these like stairs that go down to the ground. He says, I am Daren Talpaviroj. For years now, however long I don't remember, for years now, we have fought the mouldwarps. And
I don't think your people certainly haven't kept track of the years, so
we don't know how to count.
yeah.
I kid. Like 4 years now, we have fought the mouldwarps. And now we will fight them by your side. Join us. We will fight them together. Do I know that this guy is in charge, or am I just...
I think you assume.
Given he stands there and he's the one who's talking?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Cinnamon told me about him, probably.
Yeah. He probably she probably described him at least.
Mhm.
Well, where's Cinnamon while this is happening?
She's just standing off to the side. Like,
Is she out of the drill car, though, now?
yeah. She
Yeah, I
got
think she
out
was the first one out.
She was like, "Get me out of here." Yeah.
I need to name it.
I don't know. I guess she's just like, she probably introduces you first, I would assume, like, this is Grinchley, the one I mentioned and whatnot, and just kind of introducing. I don't think she's doing a ton of the talking.
Mm-hmm. And as a reminder, the members of the Clan of the Ancient Mysteries, they open their mouths and then telepathy just comes out. Like people just hear a voice in their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Very calm voice.
Yeah. Daren, this is Grinchley. He's the one I told you about.
Grinchley, nice to meet you. Please, let us talk. And get you out of this foul place.
Well, like I said, it's about darn time that you came around here, and I've been trying to tell these people for years. You've been surprised by how hard it is to convince people that the moles are bad.
What?
But I knew that the moles were bad from the moment that they took my ice cream.
What?
I like to imagine that he says ice cream and we picture like what we think of as ice cream, but it's actually something completely.
Got it. Yeah.
It's his eye cream.
Yeah.
Like it's.
It has a little bit of a lisp.
Yeah. And Daryl go, well, I'll be honest. We were surprised to find there were even people out here living. We thought it was just a valley of death.
And the valley of death it will continue to be for those mole people.
I mean, technically,
Not
you
the
are
mole
also
people
mole people.
for the moles.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they're called the mouldwarps, or what
Yeah,
their like
mouldwarps.
official name is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. I mean,
we
go
are
ahead.
here now. So come, gather your people, and let us be off.
Yeah. Where do you want to have this like audience, Jordan?
Just imagine Grinchley running around and just like telling a couple people at a time, "Hey, you need to go up there," and he like goes to another. And he's like, instead of "Hey, send this message to everybody that they need to come," he just goes individually. And, "Hey, Steph, you go."
Sure. Yeah. So Grinchley just runs off into the city to gather up all the people.
Yeah. And I think he just goes, "I'll go get everybody," and just turns around and like scampers off.
Yeah.
And then slowly, like one at a time, you just see a couple people.
Yeah, they kind of filter up. So are you going to meet them like on the ziggurat or / in the ziggurat? Are you going to go somewhere else?
I think he literally just sent them to like right where
The trench?
the trench.
Okay. All right, very good. Well, guys, I have to send a mouldwarp now to attack all the innocent people in the trench. That actually would be a bigger deal because no one goes in the trench.
Oh, really? Okay.
Except there's probably tunnels beneath the trench, like to get to the other side of the city, because it's like sacred ground, or at least was.
So
right?
I'm in the trench currently.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
There's not a whole lot of other places you can put that car of yours.
Yeah.
So
I'm also trying to think practically. How do we have people driving drill cars and drill mole people? How do we have them fighting together?
I mean, you can go through the tunnels behind the ones that the drill car makes, right?
Oh yeah.
Probably make your own tunnels too. And there's also, I mean, honestly, there's like just a series. I don't even think that like Seth's people came up from the underground. I think they literally drove in through the tunnel that was already there. Like there's a giant one they could just drive through.
We just wanted to make a dramatic entrance.
Sure. You waited until you're like 15 feet away, then went underground and then came back up again.
We probably would do that.
Yeah. I'm just imagining Cinnamon tries to give you the directions.
I see him right there, right? That's them over there.
Yeah.
Down
Cinnamon tries to give you directions and you just like, no, I know where it is. And then you like come up through the ceiling and then just fall down to the bottom of the city. Just crash.
It can manage.
I'm imagining though probably the best place to have the meeting, Jordan, with your people is like for you guys to like meet atop the ziggurat and have all the people like meet like on the steps or the like below the ziggurat, right, to hear everybody. You have ways of like projecting your voice and stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. That's where you had like these sorts of meetings before, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's. I don't know if we need to play out every single detail of that conversation. But what's the general gist of like what deal you guys are trying to make here?
They're gonna come live with us now. They're gonna come join us in our land, and we're going to work together to fight the mouldwarps. That's the gist of it.
Are they? Is that what's happening?
Well,
so
because
I'll just point out right away, both Cinnamon and all the mole people are going to be against you on this because one, Cinnamon wants to get to secure that spirit lake. And if you just head out, and that's not a possibility. And also, this is the mole people's home. They've literally lived here for centuries or generations at least.
What we need to do is, and maybe Cinnamon says this to you, like, they're not going to leave. I don't want them to leave. My people definitely don't want them to leave.
Yeah, they're not coming with us.
So we need to find a way to fortify their area, though, and maybe provide some machinery for them.
So Seth, you could insist on like, no, this is the play. We have to get you out of here. But I think that's.
I think actually maybe what I could do is like one of the things on my needs is scouts, and maybe like I fight it for a little bit, then realize, wait, we could just turn this into an outpost.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe fortify, like you said, fortify the area, secure a route to it, so it's easier to get to and from it. Maybe even through, the Clan of Ancient Mysteries, since they're closer by.
As a reminder, you can move your mobile bar where veterans traditionally meet to toast and the living and the undead. Like your whole people are nomadic, so you could just move over there, right?
I don't know. Wait, which one is that? Oh, mobile bar. There it is. Okay.
Right there. Yeah.
Maybe we'd move that to like a halfway. But my main thought is like we can like go from here to through the clan's place and then to here. Wait, this is the right place, right? Yeah, this place right here.
Right there, yeah.
Essentially, we can cut through this area because all the area that's like enclosed in this is safe. Because going through this area right here. Let me turn on. Let me turn on the measuring tool.
Yeah, so everything that's not the brown stuff on the edge is safe.
And I hold control to drag things, right? Which button is it? To drag something and like make it continue going. What's the button for that? Is it shift? Oh yeah, shift. Okay, so you go like.
Oh yeah, I see.
So you go. That's not making multiples.
Yeah, there's not a grid, so I don't think it.
Okay.
It will.
So like essentially, instead of going before we'd have to cut through here, then go through here, then go through here. Instead, we're saying like we can make these people an outpost. So and now we can go through here, and then reach them here. So essentially, make
yes. You could indeed dig up the last remaining forest in the world.
We're not going to dig it up. We're just going to gotta skirt the outside side of it. We're trying to make. Here's the thing. We're trying to make a road to reach them more easily.
Yeah. Another idea is that you could
I mean,
yeah,
sure,
I mean, you could
forest, but it
you could-
doesn't probably have like a forest trees everywhere.
you could just move your people to the edge of the forest over here.
Mhm. But then, like, then we're leaving our area. But we are nomadic.
Yeah, I mean, you're nomadic though, right? The little point of your people is you can go wherever.
but would they like us being in their forest?
No, probably not.
I think we'd like that less than you trying to bring these people there.
Yeah. So I think the initial idea was last time we talked about it was that you would help them fight the mouldwarps and like just make this part of the place safe. Like just make this part of the homeland by like clearing out the mouldwarps here.
Yeah, we'll kind of like I said, we'll make it an outpost for us and like secure a route along it towards it so we can reach there more easily.
Got it. Sure. Okay. Is that something that Gritchley would agree to, have stipulations about? As a reminder for the ones below, and I was talking to you, Jordan, by the way. Gritchley is your character. Jordan?
Sorry, I was reading
you're good.
stuff on the map. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah, there's some weird stuff. As a reminder, the surpluses and needs that the ones below have right now, they have a surplus of defenses and energy. So they're actually okay defense-wise, I guess, despite the giant hole in their city. But they need artisans, justice, and progress.
Artisans, justice, and progress.
Yeah, justice being like the way you get justice is by striking back at the mouldwarps, right? Like,
okay,
get him back.
And artisans.
Yeah, so that's stuff to consider. Oh yeah, you don't have a lot of craftsmen, I guess. See if there's any notes on that. But yeah, so I mean, it's up to you whether or not like you think they would have stipulations. I think there should be negotiation or a role of some sort here at some point. But
yeah, I think okay. Now, okay, so is the city kind of like it's kind of run down, maybe?
Oh, I would say so. Yeah.
So I think here's what it is. Now look, we've spent all these years defending this place, keeping it from the mouldwarps. But in all of our defense, we haven't had time to maintain our city. So we need a way, we need some people to come in and spruce the place up a bit. Add some what do you call it? With the fancy stuff. With the
Defense
culture.
Yeah, culture. You know what? I think the more I've thought about this, I think we should just get rid of defenses on the ones below. They had that before when they were worshiping the mouldwarps, but I think as soon as the mouldwarps turned against them, there's just no way they have defenses against the mouldwarps when they have a giant hole that the mouldwarps can come in at any time. Until that gets taken care of, I think we have to delete defenses. Just as a note.
I mean, they always had that hole though.
Yeah, but the mouldwarps were on their side when
True.
right? So suddenly the defenses are worthless. They had defenses against you guys. So as an you're definitely right on the money though, Jordan. It says, for example, here, if you need artisans, the ability to craft useful things or appreciate aesthetics is lost to your family. Everything you owed is crude and utilitarian, and you have little ability to customize equipment to fit your needs. So I'm imagining this city is built of like the worst, brutalist architecture you could possibly imagine, right?
Yes, and us hillbillies are going to help with that.
Yeah. You got to set up a couple of lawn chairs, crack a couple beers, and it'll be all fine.
We're gonna turn this just nasty old cave into a real man cave.
Exactly. Throw down a bear rug. It'll be great.
No, mouldwarp rug.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we going to turn it into the Casa Dojo house?
Yes.
Is that a reference that I don't understand?
Yes.
Jordan gets it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So Seth, do you have any response to that then?
I would say, well, we could have some of our people help you culture if you help us serve as and then that could help us scout out and keep an eye out for the mouldwarps. I think that would be a fair trade. You seem to know this area and seem to know when they're coming.
And so we'd also be getting defense from them because we're also like all.
Yes, if it's Talpaviroj, I want to like help you here. I don't think you would get defenses unless they're like, and they could do this. The Talpaviroj would have to like break down those tunnels or fortify them or something. Like the giant trench running through the city that the mouldwarps use as a road needs to be taken care of in some way for the defenses to get back up. But
they can also just dig through it again if the mouldwarps could just dig through it again if they wanted to. Is the other thing?
Yes, but yeah. Yes, they could.
I forget.
But,
didn't we have some sort of technology? The reason we have this border is because there's some sort of
Yes.
technology we used to keep them out.
Yeah. I believe that they. I don't know if they were like drawn by. I think they are. Maybe they are drawn by sound. You had some sort of device that you could use to.
It was like a hypersonic system that scared them away or
Bring
something. I
them
don't
to
remember
you.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly, but there is something that you could use. I believe in the first episode, you learned that there was like a bunch of, there was like 3 mouldwarps coming towards the border, and I don't know if you did plant the device or anything, but yeah, there must be something that you use to like protect the,
Yeah, I don't remember.
generally drive them away.
It's just cassette tapes of Never Gonna Give You Up.
They hear it, they're like, oh, not this friggin' song.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know there must be something, but I don't know if we ever really discussed what that would be. I know that you guys tackle. Oh, I remember what the first session was about. Yeah, so the reason that they came was because you, what's his face? Mickey turned on his prototype mech and the weird vibrations. So they're drawn to the alien technology. That's what it is. So I think the Talpaviroj use a combination of like decoy big beacons to keep them going in circles and just killing them when they get too close to keep them away.
Plus we use them to we harvest them for
Yeah,
supplies.
exactly. You just hunt them on a regular basis anyway. Yeah.
Is there a way to make them kill each other?
There could be.
We haven't done
Maybe.
it yet, that's for sure.
Yeah, you'd have to like roll and stuff. Like that'd be a process, but
That would be an interesting thing to explore.
yeah, it's a possibility.
We can like infect. I don't know. Do they operate on a hive mind?
Oh, I believe that at least the Talpaviroj suspect that they're controlled by some sort of terraforming machine of some sort.
Right.
There is, what is it? An artifact of inhuman origin that the behemoths fiercely guard is over here in the corner. I'm pretty sure that's like either the supercomputer that controls their programming and like the terraforming plan for the planet, or the weird breeding pit that keeps spitting out mouldwarps, or a combination of both, something like that.
And would since we've been working with the mouldwarps, would Gretchley know this? Any of this info?
You would know. Oh well, that's a roll. Let's make that roll.
A lore roll?
Yeah, I believe it's a lore roll. Go for it. Go for it.
It's only our
It's
second
go
roll
for
per
time.
session.
Standard.
Yeah, just standard. This would be Unearthed Forgotten Lore, I believe.
No modifiers?
I don't believe so. Oh, that's a miss. Yeah, so I think maybe one of the things that we discover is that the ones below actually don't know a whole lot about the mouldwarps that would be helpful. Most of the things they know about the mouldwarps are mythology, right? It's like they've made up, they're these mystical figures in their religion, but they actually haven't really, except for the like alien technology they used to make themselves the way they are, which I don't think the Talpaviroj want to engage in necessarily. They beyond that, like they don't actually know a whole lot.
Okay.
They've been stuck here in the city for a long time.
Oh man, we're just deconstructing their religion, aren't we?
Yes, but it was a terrible religion.
That's
so
true. Yes.
In this case, deconstruction could also be construed as discipleship.
Yeah.
We're also deconstructing the tunnels, quite literally.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like Cinnamon, what you know is that it's possible that and this lake endeavor is gonna probably put some pieces together for you. It's possible that they used to worship the mole spirits, right? Like the badger mole spirits or whatever that used to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And then that got corrupted somehow into, well, the mouldwarps look like giant moles. Maybe we should worship them too. And then, yeah. So.
Then they themselves got corrupted through all that.
Exactly. And then they got corrupted by all the weird alien technology. And yeah. That's actually probably one of the things that's dangerous about this city is that they all have the alien technology in them. So they're kind of like the whole city is just like a beacon to the mouldwarps, right?
But we can harvest that. And can we harvest?
That's
the
true.
alien
You
technology?
could take advantage of it. Yeah.
We
Set
could
up
essentially
ambushes and traps. Yeah.
Yeah, we can make more beacons. So yeah, actually, that probably excites the Talpaviroj. The idea of
Sure.
like, wait, you've got a bunch of alien garbage in here. We use that stuff.
Yeah.
We use that for hunting.
Gritchley says, "Oh, we are that alien garbage."
That's not what I meant. I meant the technology.
I'm about to say, are they themselves beacons? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh,
They have it in them.
Oh.
I am a monument to all your sins.
We just take one of the mole people like, hey, just stand on that pole for a little bit and
Yeah, I mean, they do have technology.
We require a sacrifice once a week.
no, not a sacrifice. Bait. There's a difference.
Bait, yeah. Well, it's an incrementalist approach to getting rid of this religion. They used to just sacrifice people to the mouldwarps. Now you might get sacrificed to the mouldwarps, depending on how things go.
The thing is, though, the mouldwarp will also be sacrificed.
Some of you may die.
That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I heard a joke the other day. I heard the joke earlier. It was like, people call people who are short kings. You know who else is a short king? Lord Farquaad from Shrek.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Yep.
So Gritchley, Daren, is there any part of this that like you don't want? Like, where's the balance here where like a role might be necessary to like actually negotiate here? I imagine that Gritchley would not be super excited to have his people be bait for.
We're not actually going to do that. I was kidding.
Hey, the Talpaviroj are kind of odd bunches, so
the idea is like if there's alien technology here in these caves, we'll take it. Get it away from them so the mouldwarps stop coming to them as much.
Mm-hmm.
And then use that to kind of bring them away. And we can essentially we're turning their backyard into our hunting ground.
I think the convincing is this has been here for generations and generations. This is gonna take more than just Mr. Big Dreidel coming in and
okay, boss Nass.
to convince us to get rid of what's practically history to us, historical artifact. I don't know. Basically, like sway us to like be willing to offer our tech and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, offer your tech, and then also I would say like part of the thing that you would probably want, Gritchley, is like we need to make sure that the mouldwarps can't even get in here. Like I can't keep risking my people. It's dangerous to do to do ambushes. Like we need to.
Can I do a condition?
Yeah. I mean, well, honestly, let's just make the roll now because the conditions are part of the roll too. Like if he gets a certain amount, then there's like different conditions you can choose.
After the session's over, I'll send a picture of what I have in mind when I'm playing this character, the person that I'm modeling this after.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be having this with my courtier, of course, because you said they were here, to get +1 to sway.
Yeah, what do they say?
They
need to sweet talk the target, so you got to tell us something about him and say something for him.
I don't know.
Who would Daren have as a courtier, as a person who's good at talking to people?
Someone with more teeth than him.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
Greg here has a full set of teeth, so I'm gonna let him do the talking for you.
He's got a full set of teeth and only married his second cousin like a fancy person.
He thinks he's better than all of us.
Something
He
about
doesn't even
those-
have 6 toes.
I said 6, not 6.
What does he say?
Yeah, so I think this is find common ground with Sway. But yeah, like what is he? What
He'll
is this?
say some garbage of like, we're in this fight together. Only good mouldwarp is a dead mouldwarp.
We're
I don't know.
all in this together. Come join us.
we-
Let us use you as bait, and we'll make it through.
Essentially saying like, yeah, we'll help you out. We'll get rid of the mouldwarp. I don't know. He says pretty much everything I've been saying, just kind of fancier. I can't think of anything specific way he'd say it particularly.
I'm curious. This is what I'm curious about. Like it says, like courtier sweet talks people. What does a Talpaviroj sweet talking person look like? Like, how does that even work? Like, I just curious.
I like to think it's like the proper Southern accent, right? To go against.
Oh, yeah.
honey.
Darling, let me tell you what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it's Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah.
No, I just had this image in my head of he has a ring full of warp mail. Go, look at the shiny, look at the shiny.
That'd be if you're talking to the Fox people.
Yeah. No, he said like, darling, let me tell you, we are going to make sure you guys are taken care of. You are not going to have to worry about a thing. We are going to don't make me laugh. We are going to make sure that you are safe and that we keep all those mouldwarps far, far from you. You will not see one in here to the point where your children will grow up not knowing what they even look like.
Nice. I'm imagining he has a glass of sweet tea in his hand the whole time he's saying that. Cool. Yeah, let's have you roll Sway with that +1.
Is it
See how it
bad that every time I go to picture Cinnamon, I actually, instead of picturing like an anthropomorphic fox, I picture an anthropomorphic deer, and for some reason I can't get Bambi out of my head. Like I just imagine Cinnamon is just anthropomorphic Bambi every single time.
I think of the one enemy from DBZ, so I mean,
Oh yeah.
Standard +1.
Yeah.
Also, it's Dragon Ball Super.
The one I know is from Garlic Jr. So.
Oh yeah. Never mind.
Okay, here goes nothing. Oh, thank goodness.
Nice, just barely. On a hit, let's see. On a 10+, so you get to pick one of these conditions, Jordan. A third party must vouch for you. You can change specific parts of the task that they've like asked you to perform. You can back out as soon as it costs you. You reduce the threat. They reduce the threat you pose. They reduce the threat they pose to you. I'm having to switch the tenses on this for you. They give you something now that's worth it, or they reveal their full agenda here. I guess you could also choose their faction's family gives you 1 treaty.
I think the condition is we back out if something goes wrong.
Okay, so temporary agreement, but if my people die,
Specifically, it's if mouldwarps.
mouldwarps. Yeah.
Oh, I keep wanting to say mouldworms. If mouldwarps get into the city, then the deal's off.
Okay.
We will do
So, like-
what we can to keep them out. Obviously, you must understand it will take some time to do this. This
Yeah,
is
I'm
not something
assuming
that
that
can be done
condition-
in an evening.
Yeah, it'd probably be like after they've done like all their everything they can to like get the technology away.
Yeah, maybe you have a deadline. Like by this point, there must be no mouldwarps ever again in my city.
Yeah. You know, like after we have gone and we've done our fair diligence, like, you know, that this becomes the thing that the mouldwarps are no longer or no longer here. This is safe. This is a sanctuary from mouldwarps.
Believe me.
Yeah, so no ambushes in the cave. Like you can't lure them in here.
Believe me, darling, we want to keep this place as safe as you do. If we're gonna have our people here, we can't have this be dangerous either.
It's literally Seth's character is literally
This is the courtier. This is not Daren.
oh, his
but-
courier is what's her name? What from Terra Nullius?
Adeline?
Adeline. It's Adeline with a southern accent.
This is a male Adeline. This is more like this is the southern gentleman who's gonna sell you a used car and you are going to love it. Because he says you're going to love it, even though there might be sawdust somewhere in the engine.
Very nice.
Adeline
Cool.
was more like this. And
That's
she,
what I'm
looks,
saying. It was
and
the
she
southern-
looks down on you because you are less than her. She's very clear that you are worthless.
Yeah, I was gonna say Adeline is not charismatic at all.
No, Adeline's not charismatic.
It's
She
because
Sorry,
she
was.
has Episcopalian.
She's safely dead now.
I miss her. She was so much fun.
Cool. Yeah. So I think the agreement is signed. Orally. There's not really paper that you guys use, but yeah. The you guys
Shake
pretty
on
much
it.
agree.
No,
Yeah, you
probably
shake
what we
on it.
do. We shake on it, but it's like with the dirt, because that's how we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. You grab some dirt in your hands. Cool. And then like I think the idea would be we can get started on that, and then the Cinnamon was going to take a group down into the lake. Do we want to take a quick break here?
Sure.
Says we're about halfway. Cool. Well, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then we'll come back. And I think we'll have the Cinnamon Lake excursion next. And then if Daren wants to come for that, cool. If not, then we can have you do some like family moves.
We need protection, yo.
Yeah.
You'll come. He wants to see
Cool.
this weird water stuff.
Sounds good. All right, we'll return in just a moment with some Gamebound, playing some Legacy right after this.